Biden had his last interview, we hope, at least in office, with Lawrence O'Donnell, and it was there were some disastrous moments, like when he called North Koreans Chinese people. There were some moments that were not great, okay, but we're not going to play a lot of them because who cares at this point what he is saying? You know what I mean?
Like, I know what you mean. And he looked like the old man from Up, which is mean to the old man from Up.
It is mean.
It is mean, I know, because we all love the old man from Up. But he's just, gosh, you look at like videos from him when he debated Trump the first time.
Oh my God, night and day.
It's night and day from how he looks now. Listen, I know we all age. I get it. But I'm not running the country. You know what I mean?
Right. Or trying to. Or saying that you could still.
Or saying, I'm really concerned about an oligarchy and democracy. Shut up, dude. Like, you just gave the Medal of Freedom to George Soros and Hillary Clinton.
It's just so ridiculous.
Go away now. Yeah.
But he is so concerned. That was one of his key messages in the interview last night as well.
I really am concerned.
Oh, gosh.
About how fragile democracy is. That sounds corny, but I mean, I really am concerned because you've heard me say it 100 times. I really think we're at an inflection point in history here. Things are going to change drastically.
That's weird that he's concerned about it, though, because he has had some semblance of a position of power for the past half a century. So you'd think that he would have gotten something done and that our democracy would be fine. Because if he actually had done his job, right? So you suck. So basically, he's admitting that he sucks at his job. He didn't do his job. He's been in power like longer than anybody. And he's like, I'm really concerned about the state of the country. Well, then you suck at your job, dude. It's unreal.
Well, and then, when he doesn't make sense, it's just so off-putting. He talked about, like, he continued on that vein and was talking about, abuses of power. And he put the abuse of power in context of his stutter. And I don't know how that makes any sense, but here is how he said it.
I didn't think about it this way, but I got involved in public life because of the abuse of power.
Oh my God.
I mean, my dad would say, the greatest sin of all is the abuse of power. And I was raised in a circumstance where, like I used to always talk about how the worst thing ever happened to me was I used to stutter when I was a kid. And you really get made fun of when you talk like that. And
you know what a stutter is.
But I realized maybe it was the greatest gift I ever got.
I'm sorry, but what was that line of thinking even about?
If I hear about Scranton one more time, I can't. Enough. Okay.
And he just lies. He continues to gaslight and lie. Like when he talked about how the federal government has apparently given more money to red states because they are mismanaged. I cannot even believe that he said this out loud. This is just such a complete opposite of the truth. But here's what he said.
Lawrence, I got a lot of criticism, understandably. We've invested more in red states than blue states.
That's in this book. That's in this report.
Well, for two reasons. One, red states really screwed up in terms of the way they handle their economy and the way they handle manufacturing, the way they handle access to supply chains.
Right. I mean, as evidenced by Florida and California. Compare.
Oh my God.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my God.
Don't pay attention to what you see. Don't pay attention to actually at your reality that you're looking at. Just pay attention to what I'm saying to you. Out of my old
Which has been the Democrats' whole, that's how they roll, right? They're like, don't pay attention to what actual prices are, how much you're hurting, how much groceries are. Just listen to what we tell you. This is their playbook. This is why they lost.
It's exactly and he just keeps doing it.
Also, if you are interested in taking control of your health to the extent that you can, consider using allfamilypharma.com/chicks for your medications. By the way, the medications, you can get ivermectin there. You can get medications that are actually manufactured here in the United States, which is great. They have helped over 50,000 patients across the country battle COVID, parasites, even cancer. They've got cancer supporting drugs. And they make it so easy. There's no red tape and hassle. There's no having to go to an urgent care clinic when you have come down with an affliction that you know would be taken care of so easily with the drugs that All Family Pharma has. They also can get you your antibiotics. So, like, for example, if you come down with a UTI, you don't want to have to deal with going to the to a clinic for that and sitting around a bunch of sick people. You don't want to deal with that. You can get your drugs so much easier at allfamilypharma.com/chicks. When you use code CHICKS10, you will get 10% off of your entire order. Again, it's allfamilypharma.com/chicks. Code CHICKS10. So these last two clips are super short. I'm just going to let them run together. One where he just says this weird thing about Ukraine, and then one where he's talking about not signing the stimulus checks like Trump did because he's not a huckster. And so just going to put these together because this is basically a snapshot of how the interview went.
I didn't think it, by the way. I didn't think it was, I've got to go to Ukraine. That's different than me writing a check and me signing a check and saying, I did it. I'm not a very good huckster.
Yeah, you're not a very good huckster at all. I'm not going to pardon my son. Okay, whatever, dude.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you're not.
But
the
interview, not the interview the other night, but the speech he made the other night, Joy Behar was practically in tears over it. And here is what she said on The View immediately after.
Him. He's a good person. You know, he spent the last 50 years caring about the country. This other one spent 50 years scamming everybody, and trying to stay out of jail. You know who I'm talking about. I really miss Biden. I feel like we were safe. Like, I didn't have to worry. Was everything going to blow up? Well, I could live my life while he was there. Now, every day I wake up and I worry, what is this guy going to do next?
Okay.
Oh, my God.
They can't see, right? And this is what's wrong with liberals, is that she thinks that Trump is taking money from her. She thinks that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and all those, people who are billionaires, because she's really pissed off at the billionaires, right? Any billionaire that may just have an inclination of having an R after their name, she hates them. And she hates them for being self-made. Anybody who's self-made, they hate. But the people who suck money off of the American taxpayer, they love that. And I don't get that. How can they not see it? It's like, it's common sense. They are literally taking advantage of you. Like the people who get into office, like the Obamas, perfect example. The Obamas who get into office and then become exponentially more wealthy.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because of you, Joy, because of the American taxpayer. They didn't build anything. They didn't innovate anything. They didn't do anything. They are not self-made. They are made off the backs of the American taxpayer. And she applauds that. She's okay with that kind of wealth. But somebody who does it on their own, she's like, like an Elon Musk, she thinks that's a terrible thing. Because she literally said in that clip, I don't know if we have that. Do you have the rest of the clip? Did you have it? She said in that clip that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and all them, they could solve world hunger by giving $40 billion to people that are hungry, and they don't do it. And she's pissed off about it. She's like, they're terrible people because they don't use their money the way that I want them to use their money. And so they don't get it. They don't get any of it. They live in a different universe than we do.
Well, clearly, because the fact that she was saying under Biden, she was able to just live her life and not have to worry. I mean, it is so far removed from what normal Americans have gone through over the past 4 years,
right.
not just with their personal pocketbooks, but watching the rest of the world explode in so many different ways because of weakness on Biden's part. And she's just like, la, 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 but things are fine for me. I'm a rich celebrity. So why? Right. I mean, I've been fine under Biden. It's so freaking tone deaf. Oh my God.